Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Overwatch Weekly. Unfortunately, the Overwatch 2018 anniversary event has ended. The Double XP weekend has ended, unless you're playing on PlayStation 4, which you have another one final day, which is today, the 13th. I don't know what time it ends, but it is the final day on PlayStation. So if you are on PS4, you can keep playing Anniversary just for one more day. But the Double XP and Anniversary event are now over, and now it's time to continue looking forward to Symmetra and what is going to be coming with Symmetra down the road. So, that's really what the stories for this past week were. Just continuing working on Symmetra and keeping their eye on the way the Symmetra meta is going. We had one PTR update which added a couple things. They slipped one little hero change in there, and I'll get to that in a second. But the main thing is they're constantly working on fixing bugs and updating UI stuff and graphics and whatnot related to Symmetra and Horizon Lunar Colony and all these big changes that we got in the PTR update from the last week. So this week was a little bit smaller, but one thing that they did manage to slip in there that not many people noticed at first, I should say. I mean, I didn't even know that happened until I saw a video about it. I didn't even read the patch notes when the new patch update went live because I didn't think they were going to do this. But they did. It is a change to McCree. McCree's Deadeye Ultimate had its range increased almost by tripling it from 70 meters to 200 meters. And basically what they said is that's usually not an issue that comes into play, right? 70 meters is very, very far for a map, right? For a game. You will almost never be 70 meters away from someone when trying to use Deadeye. But they just don't want that to be a factor that limits what McCree can do. It's not going to really impact the game as a whole that much. You're not going to see a ton of ridiculous changes because this McCree buff happened, right? Because McCree's in the game now. It's not like all of a sudden we are going to see ridiculous broken Deadeyes. There's very few points in the game where you have enough line of sight for 200 meters to be useful, but it's in just because if someone is 71 meters away and you're trying to stop them from getting forward, if they stay that distance away, well, then you can't get them. So they just don't want that to limit, but it usually won't be a problem, so don't worry about that if you are someone who plays against McCree's or you're worried about McCree getting too strong. Most likely this will never really impact you, but it could a little bit, but it won't be anything game-breaking, so don't worry about it. Another thing that they changed this past week had to do with the acknowledge and interact key. So in the first patch that they made for the Symmetra update, the button they'd use to use the teleporter was F, or whatever button you had your acknowledge voice thing command on. So if in game you'd press F to say understood, that's the same thing you use for teleport. So they've actually separated those two. So now acknowledge is its own thing. So that what for me is F. If I click F, that's acknowledge. That is now one thing, and then interact, which is what you use for the teleporter, is now its own key as well. So you can separate them. You can pick it. So for example, you can have acknowledge as F, and you can have interact as K or J or 9, whatever you want it to be. You can have that separately now. They don't have to be the same button anymore, which will eliminate some issues with people wanting to say, like, I hear your command, I'm clicking F, oh, I just teleported when I didn't want to, and I just got put in the wrong spot, and now I'm dead. So that is the reason why they did that. It makes sense. So that won't be an issue anymore, but make sure you check your key bindings and make sure that they are the way you want them, and change that when the live patch goes up for Symmetra. Which, speaking of that, I mentioned that we had a PTR update. We also had, with the end of the anniversary event, someone on the Overwatch forums asked, new sim today, next week, and the person just wants to play Symmetra, and Jeff Kaplan responded to the thread by just saying we're still working out some issues from the PTR. We have bug fixes coming for LFG, endorsements, and Symmetra, so we're not ready for that patch to go live yet. We appreciate the enthusiasm, and we're as excited as you are all for it to go live. So, not yet. Looking for group endorsements in Symmetra, still have some issues they need to work out, so they're not going to put all that stuff live onto the live servers just yet, but hopefully in the next couple weeks or so we can expect to see that in the live servers. One thing I mentioned is that I missed some stuff last week. That is what I want to talk about now. One of the main things I missed. Currently, if you are in an Overwatch match, you can check anybody in the game. You can check their career profile. Okay, you can check to see who their most played hero is in the current competitive season and their overall playtime and quick play and deathmatch, whatever. You can check that instantly just by clicking P, or whenever you have your character or player roster thing set up as. You click that button and you can just right-click, go to View Career Profile, boom, you can check their career profile. Now, it is set to default that only friends can view career profile, and you can set it so that nobody can view it, you can set it so that anybody can view it, but now you are not locked into having your career profile viewed by everybody, which was a problem a lot of people didn't like, that people could just like say, oh, this guy's a Mercy main, this guy's playing Tracer, let's get into Mercy because he's a Mercy main. Maybe I just want to play Tracer, right? So that is not an issue anymore. You can hide your career profile if you don't want people to look at it. I think this is a very good move. I think it's very, very smart, and I think it's great that we can say if you want it to be public, have it public. If you want it just so friends can see it, have it that way. I think it's a good move. I personally don't care about my career profile. If people want to look at my career profile, okay, whatever. I'll probably just keep it on friends only though, because it's not something that really matters to me either way. But I think it eliminates problems, but I definitely don't mind if my friends can see it, because I like looking at my friends' career profiles. So, it's whatever to me. But that wraps up that story. Next, the Overwatch YouTube channel uploaded a video, essentially just thanking all of the Overwatch fans from the past 2 years for everything that they've done following the game, and how it has been such a great journey for them. If you want to watch the full video, I have it linked in the description down below. Thought I would just mention it because it was a good video. I enjoyed it. So you know, it was nice. It was nice to kind of see how much the devs care, and obviously, you know, who knows exactly how the devs feel about some of the stuff the fan base does, but I think it was genuine, so it was pretty nice. But that is the last real story I have for you. I definitely want to try to make these videos a lot shorter. This is a pretty slow week, so there's not a ton to talk about. I do want to mention that tonight, if you're watching this the day it comes out, the 13th of June 2018, the final week of Overwatch League Season 1 starts tonight. There are 3 games tonight that you can watch, that you can enjoy. The first game is between the Los Angeles Gladiators and the Shanghai Dragons. That one is then followed up by a game between the Los Angeles Valiant and the San Francisco Shock, and a game between the Seoul Dynasty and the Dallas Fuel. Those are the ones for tonight. The other 6 teams, will be playing tomorrow. Those will be the Atlantic Division teams. So make sure, of course, if you are interested in following along, checking OverwatchLeague.com and the Overwatch League Twitch channel for everything that you need to know about the Overwatch League as they get towards the seasonal playoffs, which we'll be getting to soon, and I will be talking about those more in depth next week. But that is going to end this video off. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, please comment, please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.